Hi everyone, welcome back to Soul Glow Skin and Wellness. I'm Karina, I'm a licensed holistic esthetician. And in today's video, I'm gonna share with you my 5 best tips to get new clients into your treatment room, which as you probably know is the first step in growing your business. Client retention is a totally different topic, but it's also very, very important. It's an important part of growing a sustainable business. However, getting new clients into your treatment room is really the first step. You can't retain clients that you don't have, right? So most of you guys probably don't know this, but I actually grew my business and my clientele from scratch. I did not start my business with an existing clientele. I did not work at a spa before I opened my business. I opened my business doing brows, and then I got my license shortly afterwards. And I already had my own thing going. So it's not like I got experience anywhere else. I did not gain a clientele from somewhere else. And I don't recommend that to everyone. It's not everyone's path, but it was my path. And 3 years later, I have been able to build a sustainable, consistent clientele. And I am the most financially abundant I have ever been in my entire life, which I'm not saying I'm rich, but I have never made this much money in any job that I've worked in. And I'm not saying that to convince you to go be an esthetician or to open up your own solo aesthetics business, because this industry is not easy. It is not easy to become abundant in this industry. This is not a get rich quick kind of career path. But if you are passionate about this, if you're skilled at what you do, there's so much room for growth, and there is so much room to be financially abundant in this industry. So if that's you and you're watching this video is for you. And I want you to treat this as a mini course. Treat this as a course that you're paying for, because I'm going to share with you guys, in my opinion, gold, because this is how I built my business. This is how I built my clientele. And in just 3 years, I've been able to have a consistent clientele. And 3 years is not a long time. So I don't want you to just watch this video and go about your life and not do anything about it. Treat this serious, right? So like, take your time to watch this. This is not going to be a short video. I don't think it will be a short video. This is going to be kind of lengthy. I'm going to go into a lot of detail. So I want you to watch this when you have a moment to sit down, really integrate, grab a cup of tea, grab a pen and paper, take notes, really listen to what I'm going to say, and actually put it to practice. I promise if you do, your business has no choice but to grow. So all that being said, let's get right into it. Okay. So the first and most important step, this step is first, this tip is first. By the way, I didn't say this, but there's going to be a bonus tip in the end. So make sure you stay till the end. Okay. Anyways, so the first and most important thing, this one is first, because without this, you can't do anything else. And I hope I don't sound like a broken record, because this is probably something that you've heard other people say, but this is so important. Like, I cannot emphasize how important this step is, this tip is, and that is to identify your brand. I know you've probably heard it everywhere else before, but I kid you not, it is the most important thing to have a clear and concise branding, and really figure out, what is it that your brand offers to people? What is it that your business does best? So by identify your brand, what I mean by that is to identify your specialty. As estheticians, there are so many different routes that we can take, and it's important to figure out what the foundation of your aesthetics career is. Right? You can be the brow specialist. And when I'm talking about be the brow specialist, like, you better be the best brow specialist in your city, right? That's the only way you're going to be successful in this industry, is you got to be the best. You got to be really skilled. So if that's your thing, that is the foundation of your brand. Yes, you can do other services. Yes, you can offer other things, but you're the best brow girl in town, right? If you are the acne specialist, you're known as the best acne esthetician in your city, right? If you are the chemical peel girl, you're gonna be the best chemical peel expert in your city, or maybe even in the world. Whatever, like shoot for the stars. A good example of this is I know of an esthetician. I live in Miami. I don't even live in New York City, but I know of an esthetician in New York City who is a specialist and an expert on extractions. Everyone knows that if you want good extractions, you go to her. You will pay $450 for a facial from her. And she does other things. She does peels. She does many, many other things, massage, lymphatic drainage. But people know her because of extractions. So if you have that one thing that you're sending out into the world, it's gonna be easier to get clients into your room because there's gonna be that one thing that you're known for. If you don't have that one specialty, your branding is not gonna be very clear and you're gonna be easily forgotten. So what I mean by that is if you have that specialty, that secret sauce, like you're so good at this one particular thing, let's say it's rosacea. You chose that, you're really passionate about rosacea and you are an expert at helping people who have rosacea. You can do many other things. I'm not saying you only have to do that. You can be good at so many other things. Estheticians are so multifaceted, but find your specialty. If you make that really, really clear, people will remember that. And the next time one of your clients, or maybe even a follower who has never even met you, but you have clear branding, maybe she goes to her cousin's house one day and there's like a random girl there who's talking about her rosacea. She's gonna be like, hey, oh my gosh, you know what? I follow this girl who she is like a rosacea expert. You should follow her, right? So that's gonna happen if you have clear, concise branding and if you have a specialty. What happens with my business is people know that my specialty, my secret sauce is relaxation, energy healing. My business is Soul Glow. So you know that you're gonna walk out of here with your soul glowing. So the next time somebody meets someone who's like, you know what, I'm just feeling really down. I'm feeling like I'm not feeling well. People are gonna mention me because they know that my business, although I'm an esthetician, although I do skin, I help people with acne, I do brows, I do so many things. Anytime somebody meets someone or comes across someone that needs rejuvenation and that needs energy healing and balance, they're gonna think of my business because that's my brand. That's what I put out there. That's the clear message that I send out into the world. So find your specialty. If you don't find your specialty, you don't have a clear message. If you don't have a clear message, you're not gonna really gain the right clientele. And if you do find your specialty, and again, you can specialize in so many different things, but find that one thing that you're gonna really ride out and send that message out into the world. Once you do, everything else that I'm gonna tell you is going to come so much easier. Finding your right clients is gonna come so much easier. So figure out what you wanna be known for, what you wanna be the best at, and actually be the best at it, okay? Don't just say you are the best at it and not be the best at it. It's not gonna take very long for people to realize like, yeah, she's a fake. You can't be a fake in this industry. You have to actually produce results. So figure out what you want to be the best at and actually be the best at it. Figure out what is your specialty and make that your specialty. And it can change and evolve as you go on throughout your career. You can really grow and mold into a new esthetician pretty much every 5 years because this industry is so versatile. But find your specialty. If your specialty, let's say you're an esthetician, but you are also a tarot reader. This is so random and I'm gonna throw out random things, but let's say you do that, you read tarot. Make sure you make that right now. If you're a new esthetician and you don't really have a specialty, make that your freaking specialty. You're gonna attract people that are gonna want that. And even if they want a facial, that's really good. they're gonna be like, you know what, but this girl reads tarot and I've been really wanting that. And I really love that. So I'm gonna go to her and she's gonna be your client and she's gonna get facials by you because she really resonates with what you do. You know, so make sure that you just put out there what you do. It can be wax, it can be brows, it can be lamination, just find your specialty, be specific about it, and put that message out into the world. Have very clear branding so that the right people can find you and you can find the right people, which I'm gonna go into in the next step. Okay, so once you have found your specialty, and again, so important, please don't skip this step because this is literally gonna provoke thought in people. For example, with the rosacea thing, let's just keep going with that. The next time somebody sees something about rosacea, they're gonna think about you. It's gonna really make people remember you. So this is super important. Don't skip that. And then once you do have your specialty, this is what you are known for. This is what you are the best at. You're the expert in this. Your whole city should know you for that, right? Once you have that, the next step is gonna be super easy. So let's move on to step 2, tip number 2, which is to identify your client. If you don't have a specialty, you don't really know who your client is. Everything's gonna be scattered, right? So you need to have that clear branding, have that clear specialty so that you can be clear about who your ideal client is. So let's keep going with the rosacea story. If you know that you are an expert in rosacea, your ideal client is someone who has really sensitive skin or rosacea. So you already know that. And that's how you're gonna start finding them, right? So to identify your ideal client, you really wanna be very specific. If I know that my expertise is energy healing, I'm gonna look for people who are into yoga. I'm gonna look for people who are into energy work, spirituality. More than likely, my type of client is into health and wellness. So that's where I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find them in farmers markets. I'm gonna find them in juice bars. I'm gonna find them in yoga studios. I'm gonna find them in Pilates studios. I'm going to look up spiritual people on Instagram, follow them and see who they follow. When I started my business, I was like low-key a creep because I would literally follow people who I know, like let's say I would go to a very famous yoga instructor here in Miami, right? I would look through her followers and just follow her clients because I know that if you're into yoga, which by the way, I was a yoga instructor before I was an esthetician. So I know these kind of people and I know that they're into natural stuff, right? So I would literally go in and follow their clients, follow the people that follow them that lived in Miami. So you kind of have to like go out there and like find them and know exactly where to find them. And to know where to find them, you have to know who they are. What are they into? If you are a chemical peel specialist, you know that your girls are going to be into glass skin. Anyone who likes chemical peels likes glass skin. And the kind of person that likes glass skin is probably into makeup, is probably into fashion, is probably into Korean beauty. So you're gonna start to look for them in those areas, maybe in a Sephora, maybe in a makeup studio, maybe at the mall, like where they can shop, like you know the kind of person that you're looking for, so you know where to find them, right? So get very specific. And then we're gonna move into step 3, which is pretty much getting out there and finding them. So tip number 3 is to get your butt out there. If you just started your business, you have a lot of time on your hands. Let's be real. Let's be real. You have a lot of time on your hands. So, and here's what I used to do is I was open, like let's say open to take bookings Wednesday through Friday. I didn't have appointments all of those days. If I had a day on my schedule that I'm technically open, but I don't have appointments, I'm working, like period. I am doing something. Either I'm in the studio deep cleaning or I'm out there getting clients. So once you can identify your ideal client, once you know who your ideal client is, you know where to find them. Get your butt out there and find them and talk to them. And I always say this, running a business is really the deepest, most intense, personal development work that you will ever do. Maybe in-person networking comes naturally to you. It does not come naturally to me. Like, I had to work so hard on my confidence, on myself, on my abilities to communicate in order to actually feel comfortable going out there and networking and marketing and meeting people and talking about my business. And not only did that help my business grow, but it was so monumental for my own personal development in life in general, right? Running a business really made me such a stronger person and a much more confident person, even in my personal relationships. So take advantage of this growth that you're going to go through when you have to really put yourself out there. If you want to run a business, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you're going to have to put yourself out there. And if you don't want to, then maybe being an entrepreneur is really not for you. And that's also okay. There are estheticians that do really, really well working in spas and working under other people. But if this is your path, if you know you want to be a solo esthetician, if you know you want to run your own business, there's work you got to do. So what do I mean by networking and getting out there and finding them? So once you know who they are and you know where to find them, you actually have to go to those places, okay? So like I said, I'm gonna use my examples here because that's what I'm familiar with. My ideal client was in yoga studios. I hate going to yoga studios, honestly. I know I'm a yoga instructor. I used to be, at least. I love practicing my yoga at home. I'm very, very introverted. But if I had a day that I was not booked up with clients and I'm still technically working on Soul Glow, I would go to a yoga class. I would go to a Pilates class. I'm going to a farmer's market. I'm going to the mall. I'm going somewhere. Dress the part also. Like, how do you want to present your brand? This is also a very, very important part of networking. You want to send that clear message, right? So look presentable and really look like the message that you want to send out. So find events, find parties, find farmers markets, find anywhere that you can go, that you can meet people that you know are going to be probably an ideal client. And it's okay if you get turned down. It's okay if you don't find an ideal client. Putting that energy out there and just putting your name out there and telling people what you do in general, whether they convert as a client or not, that amount of energy that you're putting out there really does not go unnoticed. I promise you. It's gonna do something. It's gonna propel you forward. I remember when I first opened my studio in the Gables, there was a David's Bridal right across the street from me. And obviously, I know brides are trying to get facials, they're trying to get their skin glowing. It took me like 3 days of walking past the front of that store to finally walk in there. So I know it's hard, and I know a lot of our insecurities come up, but it's like, really, you gotta get out there. You have to put on your big girl pants, and your business really is depending on you to get over your fears, to get over your insecurities, and to grow, right? To put yourself out of your comfort zone and grow. So I finally did. And what I did was I actually put together a little gift box for the employees, and I said, hi, I just introduced myself. Hi, I'm Karina. I do facials. I just opened my studio right across the street. Here are my business cards. And you know what? Probably no one came from there. I don't know if they did. Maybe somebody grabbed a card. Maybe someone followed me. You never know. But just the energy of doing that really made me more confident. And then I felt like, wow, that really wasn't a big deal. I walked past that store for 3 days before I walked in, and I finally did it. And I got over that fear. And it really just took me to the next level in my personal growth, in my confidence, in my ability to communicate, in my ability to market myself, to network. And you really don't have to be salesy, right? This is just organically meeting people and talking about what you do. If someone is going to be interested, they will ask. So even if, let's say you're at a dinner with your friends and there's someone there, or just in general, people there that you know or don't know, and you have to leave early, make sure that you throw in there like, yeah, I have a full day of facials tomorrow. Like, always mention what you do. If you met someone at a party and you're really having a good conversation with them and you guys are clicking and connecting, ask them, oh, so what do you do for a living? And then they're going to ask you what you do for a living. And it's not like you're trying to sell them something. It's not like you're trying to make them your client, but you are your walking marketing. So be your walking advertisement. Always talk about your business. Don't try to sell anything. Don't try to grab anyone and like force them to be your client. Just mention it, talk about it, leave your business cards in places. If you go to a juice bar and you know that like, okay, my ideal client probably eats here, and be like, hey, do you guys mind if I leave business cards? If they say no, okay, that's fine. And usually what I find is that businesses, they don't really want people soliciting unless you're kind of giving them something. So what I do is, used to do, I really don't anymore, but I probably should. But what I used to do is give them a gift. Hey guys, I'm Karina, by the way. I own a holistic studio. I just wanted to give you guys this little gift. So this is a little gift for the employees. It's some face masks that I made, or like, it's a little facial oil. I wanted to leave that there for you guys, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my God, thank you. Everyone loves free stuff. And then once you have their gratitude, you're gonna be like, do you mind if I leave my cards here? Thank you so much. Bye, have a wonderful day. That's it. If someone's interested and someone really, really wants a facial from you, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, so what do you do? Oh, they're gonna show interest. So if they don't show interest, that's fine. But you're probably gonna get people that show interest. And this has actually happened to me a lot of times when I'm just in social situations that are, not quote unquote marketing or networking related. But I just mentioned, oh yeah, tomorrow I have a facial, or yeah, I had 5 facials today and now I'm here. I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm still awake, right? Like, just throw it in there and someone's gonna be like, you do facials? Oh my gosh, so what kind of facials do you do? And that's your opportunity to talk about your business. I think that was a little bit scattered and all over the place, but I hope that made sense, that you kind of are your walking marketing. So get out there and network. Find the places where, just to sum everything up, find the places where your ideal clients are gonna be and try to talk to people, try to leave your business cards, try to leave promotion cards, right? And 2, always talk about your business, no matter where you are. Get used to it. Even if you're at the grocery store, like I've literally been at the grocery store. I think it's in Trader Joe's, where they're just so friendly and they always talk to you. But just really anywhere where you're shopping, if somebody compliments your skin, tell them, yeah, I do facials actually. I'm here in Coral Gables. Start a conversation. If somebody compliments your brows, which has happened to me, I'm like, I actually do brows. I do my own eyebrows. Yeah, you should come in. I would love to do your brows. So you're your walking marketing. Talk about your services to everyone. You don't have to feel like you're trying to sell them something. You're just talking about what you do. Okay, leave your business cards everywhere and get yourself out there. Build your confidence and talk about what you do everywhere. Don't leave a social situation where there's new people that you've never met without throwing it in there. Just throw it in there. This is what I do. Oh yeah, I have to go. I have a client now. Oh my gosh. And then if someone's interested, they're going to ask. If they're not interested, they're not going to ask, and that's fine. But you threw it out there. You put it in their head, right? So that's super, super important. Talk to everyone about what you do. Always, always, always take the opportunity to tell people that you are who you are. Okay, on to the next. This next tip, and actually before I move on to the next tip, I want to emphasize on the fact that maybe in-person marketing is not your thing. Try it though. Don't knock it before you try it. Try it and see how it goes. It's not my thing. So I'm gonna go on to the next thing, but I still did it and it still got me places and it still got me clients and I still built my confidence, which is it's priceless. Honestly, I cannot replace the experience that I gained and the confidence that I gained from getting out there and talking to people and going to markets and going to events. And, it did something for me, for my personality, for everything in my life, every aspect of my life that I cannot trade. Even though I don't do in-person marketing as much anymore, I still wouldn't skip that because it's really amazing for you, for your growth. Now, the next one is gonna be social media. And again, this is one of those things where this might not be your thing. And I don't want you to build a business that you don't love. If you don't see yourself really doing social media and like really being consistent with it and loving it, and it doesn't come naturally to you, this is optional. Honestly, this is optional, but I will say social media is so dang powerful. Like, I can honestly say that 80% of my clientele came from Instagram. I am good at Instagram. Maybe Instagram is not your thing. Maybe it's TikTok. Maybe Google does it for you. Maybe having a good website is what does it for you. Maybe it's in-person networking, right? So everyone is so different. I really do want you to try kind of all avenues just to really get yourself flowing and going and to really get to know yourself as an entrepreneur. But if social media is something that you're interested in by chance, it's powerful. Like, I cannot emphasize how incredible social media is. Like, it's free and you have access to so many people. So if social media is your thing, if you want to do it, if you want to try it, I would say, again, don't knock it till you try it, right? These are my best tips for how to grow on social media and how to build a clientele from socials. Okay, my tip number, so these are going to be like tips into one tip. This is all tip number 4, but little subcategories into the social media portion, right? So tip number 1 for social media is to be yourself and show up. Share your views, share your ideas, share your knowledge, share who you are. That's gonna attract the right audience. Tip number 2 is to connect with people. Show a little bit about yourself, your personality, maybe share something funny with them. This is really gonna kind of like remind people that you're not just a robot, that you are a real person, and people like that. People don't just want to see like skincare and business content. They kind of really just want to see who you are. And maybe if you share something funny, if you share something that you do outside of work, maybe someone will resonate with that. For example, if you are also a musician, someone that's like, oh my God, I'm a musician. You know what? I've been wanting a facial for a really long time, and maybe, I'll go to her, just because she plays guitar, you play guitar, and you guys vibe, you guys click, you guys resonate. So people like to know that they're following a human, not just a business. So connect with people, build a relationship, and share a little bit of your life outside of work. And I'm a very private person, so like you can definitely have very strong boundaries with social media. But yeah, just show people that you are a human. Make them laugh, make them feel something, right? Tip number 3 for social media is to show off your treatment room. Show off your services. Give everyone a sneak peek of what it's gonna be like if they actually come in and get a service with you. That's really what's gonna like hook them and make them want to book an appointment. Obviously, there's gonna be other things, like I mentioned, that might really make them go in and book that appointment. But if someone's been following you for a long time, they love your vibe, they love what you share, they've learned something from you already because you've shared skin wisdom, and then they see a video of you performing a facial and it's making them drool, they're gonna go and book that facial. So give everyone a little preview of what it is like to get a service with you. And yes, give out facials and get content. I don't like to get content with paying clients. That's just, I feel like it's rude and it takes away from their service. I have done it in the past where I'm like, hey, if you let me film the facial, I'll give you a 15% off or something. And people are totally cool with it and they're like, hell yeah, I'll do that. But I have realized that when someone's coming in and paying for a service, I really want to give them my undivided attention. I don't want to focus on filming and getting the right angles and like thinking about what's showing up on the camera. I really just want to focus on their service. So I always just give out a free facial and get content. And even just doing that is also marketing, because people are going to be like, oh my God, that was an amazing facial. Let me tell people about it. Which brings me to my next thing, is collaborations. Collab with people. they don't have to be a famous influencer. They can be someone who you know is connected to people that are in your niche. And they can just be a regular person. Like, everyone has friends and family. So giving out a facial to someone, anyone, even if they're not famous, it's beneficial. They can post it on their Instagram, even if they have 500 followers. And you know what I've realized actually is that people who are not influencers, if they share something, people are actually more likely to come and get a facial and follow you because they follow their friend. That's like their friend or their cousin or their sister, right? And if their cousin, friend, or sister says that this facial was amazing, they're more likely to come in and get it, right? As opposed to somebody that has 100,000 followers, it's just a bunch of random ass people that follow them. Yeah, you may get some people from there, but I'm just saying, what I mean by this is that it doesn't have to be a famous influencer for you to collaborate with someone, have them repost you, get content, give them a free facial, and grow your network. Okay, the last tip when it comes to social media is gonna be paid ads. Again, this is optional, but I will say that paid ads really, really helped me grow my business. I don't use paid ads anymore. I haven't in a long time. I should though. But I will say that some of my clients who are still with me today, 3 years later, found me through an ad, which is really cool. So if you are having trouble growing your business on social media, pay for ads. They really do help. And the last and final tip, plus a bonus tip. Hold on, there's a bonus tip in the end, okay? But the last and final tip that I'm gonna share on how to get new clients into your door is that your existing clients are your best advertisements. If they already get a facial with you, if they already get a service with you, it's because they love you. And who better to promote your business than people who already believe in it? So encourage your clients to talk about your business to their friends and to their family. That means give them incentives for sending you referrals. I used to give like a $10 off for every person that they would send me. And those $10, they honestly pay themselves, because if they sent me someone who's paying for a facial, I made those $10 back technically, kind of, right? So give your clients incentives, encourage them to talk to people about the services that they already love, and really remind them, like, every time you send me a client, it means the world to me. Like, sometimes people don't just want money, even though giving them a $10 off or a promotion or something for free when they send you someone is really, really nice. Just telling them, like, you have no idea how much it means to me when you send me your friends and family, and when you refer new clients to me. That's gonna make them feel good, because if they get services from you, and that means that they love you. That means that they love your business. They support your business already. So just you telling them, like, a heartfelt, like, thank you so much, like, it literally means the world to me. It makes my day. They're gonna feel so good about that. So remind them, talk to them about it, thank them, really show that gratitude that you have for when they refer people, and give them incentives. And also, the kind of like last thing within this category is to remind them to give you reviews. I don't give incentives for reviews. I think a review should really come from their heart, and especially if they want to, but ask for them, because people don't always just, some people do. Some people go in and write a review and it's like, oh my God, thank you. Like, that was random, but you left a review and that was so, so sweet. Not everyone's gonna do that. So if somebody left your treatment room and was like, wow, that was the best facial I've ever had, or like, oh my God, I love my brows, be like, I'm so glad you love your brows. If you would leave me a Google review, I would appreciate that so, so, so much, right? So ask for reviews, because your existing clients are your best marketing. They're gonna leave an amazing review. They're gonna talk to their friends. They're gonna bring their daughter. They're gonna buy a gift card for someone. They're gonna bring you clients. And one person, just one person, has a network. Again, they don't have to be famous to have a network. They have moms, sisters, cousins, friends. One person can bring you 5 people, and one out of those 5 can bring you 5, and the second out of those 5 can bring you 5. So really remind all of your clients to refer people and give them a little gift for doing so. We're getting into the bonus tip now. This tip isn't going to be about how to get clients into your door, but I still think this is extremely important when you're starting a business, when you're growing your aesthetics business. And the focus should not be, this is the tip, the focus should not be on making money. The focus should not be on getting rich right now. The money will come. And I also don't want you to go broke. That is not what I'm saying. Don't be reckless with your money. Be wise, be smart, but don't focus on getting rich right now. Don't make the focus making a whole lot of money. I want you to also have goals. I mean, there's so much to go into when it comes to an aesthetics business, and I definitely want to make more videos about this, about like goal setting and targets and things like that. But this quick tip is try not to focus on getting rich right now. What you should be focusing on, especially if you just started your business, is helping people. You should be focusing on making relationships. You should be focusing on perfecting your craft, growing your business, becoming the best. Remember, I told you, find your specialty, but actually be a specialist, right? Actually be the expert at that. So invest into your education, take time to learn, and even giving out free facials. This is going to really build your experience. So don't be afraid to give things for free. Giving out a free facial is not a waste of your time. It's not a waste of money. This is marketing. People pay for marketing, okay? Marketing isn't always free. So it's marketing and it's experience. So that should be your focus right now, is I want to learn how to give the best damn service out there. That's the focus. It's not about getting rich. It's not about building a 6-figure business in the beginning. Yeah, you're going to want a 6-figure business, and I hope you get there, and you should get there if you're really good at what you do. But that's not the focus in the beginning. Focus on perfecting every little detail. The money comes if you get really good and if you perfect all the little details. And I'm talking rewrite your about. If you have nothing to do, again, like I said, when you're working, it's a day that you're open, but you aren't booked, go into your website, update things, rewrite your about, make sure your intake forms are perfect. Make sure every drawer is organized. I feel like I sound like my mom right now, because every time I used to tell my mom, I'm bored, she'd be like, that's your choice, because there's always something to do, right? If you are not doing anything on a day that you're working and every drawer in your studio is not organized, you just wasted time. There's always something to do. There's literally always something to do. Perfect everything. And this is such a Virgo like thing of me right now, but it's just the truth. I am a Virgo, by the way. But perfect everything. Make every little detail perfect, because when you get really booked, when you don't have time to do those things, you're going to be a mess, because everything else, there's no like organized foundation. So now that you have the time, make sure everything is just so well thought out. In your booking site, make sure it's easy, make sure all your appointments are clear, make sure every paragraph is spelled correctly. I literally go into estheticians' websites and they have typos. I know damn well you're a new esthetician, you just opened this year, you're not fully booked. You're not going in there and making sure that there aren't typos in your, and I'm not saying that typos don't happen, they happen, but like, you're not doing anything on a Friday that you don't have appointments. Why aren't you in your website perfecting everything, fixing all your typos, making sure your intake forms are perfect, making sure every drawer is organized, making sure you have inventory, taking count for everything that you have, folding your laundry perfectly. Like, I honestly don't have time anymore to take my time to fold laundry, but if you have the time, it's all in the little details. If you have the time, Your laundry should be like folded, crispy, clean. Like you should even go and iron your freaking sheets if you have the time. Like I don't have the time anymore to do that, but if you have the time, every little detail counts. And this is one of those things that I've noticed in this industry and just having a business is that even when I'm doing something that isn't quote unquote calling a new client into my treatment room, it's still putting something out there. There's like something mysterious about putting in the work. There's something mysterious, like it's like God notices when you're working. Like God noticed when you went in and fixed that typo. Now somebody's gonna book an appointment. Like that happens to me every single time. I'm not out here promoting myself. I'm not out there getting clients. I'm not posting something on social media. I'm doing some back-end work. I'm perfecting something. I'm organizing a drawer. I'm cleaning my studio. I'm learning something and people are booking appointments. And then when I'm not doing anything, when I'm like being lazy, slacking and not doing anything, then it's crickets. But it's just so interesting. There's this mysterious thing about really putting in the work when you have nothing to do that just draws people. It's like a magnet when you start perfecting every little detail. So like I said, the money's gonna come. The money is gonna come, I promise. Don't focus on that. Focus on perfecting everything. Your business should have a really, really strong foundation because once you do get there, once you get busy, once you get fully booked, you're not gonna have time to focus on the details. And if you didn't focus on the details in the beginning, you're gonna be a mess. I promise you, you're gonna be a mess. So focus on the details, perfect your craft, give as many facials as you possibly can. I know you have the time. I know you have the time. So do it. Don't waste time. Really put in, squeeze out the juice of every minute that you can and always do something, at least in your working hours. Like nowadays, I don't really have days off because on the days that I'm not doing facial, on the days that I'm technically not open, I'm shipping out orders, I'm doing back-end stuff, I'm doing virtual appointments, I'm placing orders, I'm, so many things that goes into running a business like this. But in the beginning, if you have like working hours where you're like Wednesday through Friday, I'm open and you're not booked, please don't take that as I'm off today. You're not off today. You can always do something. You can learn something, you can research, you can read, you can clean, you can organize, you can fix something on your website, you can remake your logo, you can do something, do something. Now, don't overwhelm yourself with, you want a 6-figure business in 5 years, because that's usually how long it takes. 3 to 5 years is really when you'll get like that 6-figure mark. So right now, if this is your first year in business, you're not really anywhere near 6 figures, I don't want you to discourage yourself and just like start thinking of far into the future and then forget and lose sight of right now. Take it step by step and figure out what you can do today. What can you do right now, today, in the next 5 minutes? What can you do? You can rewrite your about. You can make a post on Instagram. You can text an existing client asking them how their skin is doing. You can order business cards. You can give out a free facial, contact someone and be like, hey, I want to give you a facial. When do you want to come in? What can you do today? What can you do in the next 5-10 minutes that's going to help your business, that's going to perfect your craft, that's going to propel you forward? And that's it. That's it. This is it. That's my last tip. And I really hope that you learned something today. I really hope that you put this into practice and you actually take charge of your business and you do what you gotta do. Because just thinking about it and manifesting, at least that's what I've learned. And don't get me wrong, I'm very spiritual and I'm very into mentality and the energy that you put out there, but you got to get your butt moving. You got to get to work. You have to get out there and call that in. You have to take aligned action in order for things to actually work for you, in order for your business to actually grow. So I hope you do. I hope you learn something. I hope you put it into practice. And I am rooting for you. I am wishing your business the absolute best. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you made it to the end and if you're actually gonna do something about this, if you're actually gonna go out there and put into practice what you learned today. Give this video a like if you actually did learn something new. And if you're an esthetician, definitely subscribe to this channel because I have so many more educational and just business related content coming. So I'm really just so happy and grateful to share what I've learned throughout my career. Even if it just helps one person, I'm happy. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.